Hey everyone, welcome. If you're trying to find the perfect dog trainer for you and your furry friend here in Modesto, California, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know.
Just picture it. You're enjoying a beautiful day, walking through Graciata Park, or maybe heading down the trail along the Tulumna River. Having a well-behaved, confident dog with you just makes those moments so much better, right? So much more relaxing.
So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with why training is so important right here in Modesto. Then we'll get into finding a training style that works for you, compare the local costs and options, cover how to actually interview a trainer, and wrap up with the local dog rules you gotta know.
All right, let's start with the why. Because good training isn't just about teaching sit and stay. It's really about being able to confidently navigate everyday life here in our city with your dog right by your side.
A well-trained dog is one that can handle the busy sidewalks on McHenry Avenue without pulling you all over the place. They can stay calm near the excitement of a kid's soccer game at Bayer Community Park or navigate the crowds at our farmers market. It's all about having a dog who's a genuine pleasure to be with, whether you're just walking in the La Loma neighborhood or popping into a pet-friendly shop downtown. Okay, so you know why you need training, but what kind? Let's get into the different methods out there and also try to figure out what all those letters after a trainer's name actually mean. The method that you'll hear about most often, and for good reason, is positive reinforcement. The idea is actually really simple. You reward the behavior you want to see more of. It's not only super effective, but it does wonders for building a really strong, trusting bond between you and your dog.
Now, you've probably been looking at trainers online, and you see this alphabet soup after their names and think, what in the world is all that? Let's clear it up.
These certifications are a good sign that a trainer is serious about their profession and keeps up with their education. For instance, CPDTKA means they've passed the big test on learning theory and ethics. KPA-CTP, well, that tells you they have some deep expertise in positive reinforcement. And if you're dealing with more complex issues, credentials like IABC, CDBC, or CBCCKA show they have specialized training for things like fear or aggression.
Next up, let's talk about the practical stuff. What kind of training format is right for you and your dog's goals? And, what should you expect to budget for it here in the Modesto area?
So, your two most common options are going to be group classes and private lessons. Group classes are fantastic for getting your dog comfortable around other dogs and people. Plus, they're usually easier on the wallet. Private lessons, on the other hand, are totally customized to you and your home, so you can work on specific things like, say, bolting out the front door or jumping on guests. And here's a look at what you can probably expect to pay. For a group class that runs a few weeks, you're looking at somewhere between $150 and $280. A single private lesson is usually between $100 and $180. And then you get to the more intensive options, like a board and train, and you can see that's a much bigger investment. This should give you a pretty realistic idea for your budget. Okay, so you've got a budget in mind and an idea of the format you want. Now comes the big part, actually choosing the person. Interviewing a trainer is so important, and knowing what to ask can make all the difference. Think of this as your must-have checklist. You'll definitely want to ask about their methods, their credentials, and exactly how they plan to tailor the training for your dog's unique personality and issues. And please, always clarify the total costs up front and ask them how you'll both be able to see and measure your dog's progress. Part of being a great dog owner is also being a great neighbor. So let's quickly go over some of the key local rules for dogs here in Modesto and Stanislaus County.
This one is simple, but so important to remember. 6 feet. That's the maximum length your leash can be in any public area that isn't specifically an off-leash dog park. It's a huge rule for keeping everyone, people and dogs, safe and comfortable.
Okay, besides the leash law, there are 3 other big ones. All dogs over 4 months old need to have a rabies vaccination. They also need an annual dog license from Stanislaus County. And remember that non-stop barking, that can actually become a code violation. Just another great reason to work on it in training. So once you start training, you're going to need places to practice. The fenced dog parks at Graciata Park and Beardbrook Park are perfect for working on recall and other off-leash skills in a safe space. And for practicing that polite leash walking, the trails at Tulumna River Regional Park are a fantastic option. And really, that's what this all boils down to. Choosing the right professional is just the first step. With some planning, kind methods, and consistent practice, you're on your way to having a happier, more confident dog. And that makes everything better, from quiet nights at home to visits with friends and every single walk you take together around town.